I'm Josh Stetler, Detention Administrator for the holding facility.
And I'm Detention Officer Robin Scantleberry. In case you didn't know, the Mesa Police Headquarters building is going to be remodeled, and that means the jail needs to be relocated. The purpose of this video is to show you the booking process and the operations of the jail during this time.
We'll also have information posted on Just the Facts as well as a holding facility SharePoint. The Fiesta holding area is in the Fiesta District Substation located at 1010 West Grove in Mesa off Alma School and Southern. The Fiesta holding area can hold between 12 and 16 inmates. There are 4 holding cells, but only 2 with restrooms. With limited cell capacity and no isolation or padded cells available, we will not be able to accept combative, suicidal, inmates requiring isolation, and extremely disruptive inmates while at this temporary location. Arrestees with major medical issues or concerns, including pregnant females, will need hospital clearance prior to being booked.
The entrance to the Sally Port is located at the southwest corner of the building. Use your access card to open the gate. We ask that you do not walk inmates into the Sally Port as there is not adequate space or seating. Please wait with your inmate in your patrol vehicle until it is your turn to enter the Sally Port. Do not enter the Sally Port unless your AB is complete and sent. Once you have booked your inmate, please exit the Sally Port and park, then complete your booking paperwork. There is pedestrian access for staff located at the northeast end of the Sally Port.
One major change is going to be a new booking checklist. Instead of completing the checklist and asking some medical questions on a PDF, the checklist is now a simple text template you will complete with your AB. Once you have entered the arrestee and charges, add a text template and select arrest forms from the drop-down. Select your related person and add the arrest forms and complete the fields. Failure to complete the booking checklist with your AB will result in you needing to do a new AB. Once you've completed your checklist and sent your AB, it will be in the transcription queue for detention to begin the booking process.
Once you enter the Sally Port, you will approach the door for the holding facility and ring the doorbell. Please do not enter until directed to do so by detention staff. Detention does not have control over the Sally Port gates and the doors, so we ask that you use caution so we do not have any security issues.
Inmates will be searched, property will be inventoried, and your AB will be transcribed by detention staff. Then you will complete your booking paperwork as normal. For misdemeanors, include your citation, Form 4, victim's form if applicable, and any order of protections if applicable. For felony in custodies, you will complete your court doc text template in RMS and victim's forms if applicable. The page 2 process remains the same and will be available on Just the Facts and the holding SharePoint. Notifying detention staff that your paperwork is complete is a huge part of the process. We do not have someone dedicated to monitoring and checking for paperwork while at this temporary location. Failure to do so could result in transport delays, causing missed court times.
Beginning on Monday, March 24th at 1400 hours, we will begin mandatory bookings for approximately 2 weeks, although we don't anticipate needing the entire time. As our processes and procedures get ironed out, we will scale back the mandatory booking definition. The need for mandatory bookings will be evaluated daily. As we are able to accept additional types of arrests, we will notify dispatch and they will make notifications. Mandatory bookings will be defined as new felony charges for persons crimes, felony warrants for persons crimes, all DV charges, new misdemeanor charges for persons crimes, and warrants for persons crimes. Exceptions can be made at the detention sergeant's discretion.
Mesa detention officers will be running transport to MCSO as needed. We will also have dedicated staff stationed at MCSO to assist with patrol bookings as they occur. Patrol MCSO bookings include but are not limited to combative, suicidal, and other booking types not suitable or acceptable for Fiesta holding. Detention staff will try to make it as drop and go as possible, but there might be circumstances where you will need to wait until we can get your inmate in the building. Please note, you need to complete all required booking paperwork, including AB, Form 4, and victims forms. The inmate will also need to be entered into MCSO pre-booking. Detention staff will assist with the pre-booking process. Mesa detention officers will also be transporting inmates to CoreCivic in Florence. CoreCivic will continue their daily scheduled transports at 0600, 1300, and 1800.
We have backup plans that include utilizing the Superstition substation that can hold up to 12 inmates but will require additional staff to man. We also have an IGA with Tempe Police Department to use their holding facility in case of an emergency. They can hold up to 15 inmates but also require our staff to oversee our inmates.
Inmate bond outs will not change. The only thing we request is that you ask the inmate before they are booked if they can self-bond. If they can, then proceed to 59 South Hibbert to records and complete the bond-out process. If not, proceed to Fiesta Holding for booking.
Over the past couple of years, we've been working with the Mesa City Court and the City Mesa IT department to create a virtual court. What this means is inmates will have their initial appearance over Teams instead of being physically in front of the judge. Inmates who are booked prior to 0400 hours will be transported to Core Civic and see the judge via Teams. If they are held, they are already at Core Civic and they will await their next court date. If released, they will be transported back to Fiesta by Core Civic on their next transport run. Inmates who do not make the cutoff time will be held at Fiesta and seen via virtual court in the interview rooms in the Fiesta holding area. If they are held, they will be transported by Mesa detention officers or by Core Civic on their next transport.
With all these changes, you might be wondering what's staying the same.
Overall, the booking process remains the same. Changes to the booking paperwork include the booking checklist and MCSO medical sheet being added to MRE via text template, being submitted with your AB instead of completing the paperwork outside on a PDF on the computer. Our phone numbers remain the same as well. You can contact the jail at 480-644-2042 or extension 2042 internally. Detention sergeants are at 480-644-5869 or extension 5869 internally. You can also reach us at pdjail.supervisors@mesaaz.gov. Thank you very much.